Hello everybody, I am Dr. Nick and welcome to the Five Nights at Freddy's podcast. This is about the 8th time that we've tried to do this intro, but let's hope this one works. So I am joined by my co-host Megan.
Oh.
Yes, so tell them, what are we doing today, Megan? Even though this is my week as the host, I'm making you do the intro.
Oh, okay, I'm not supposed to be the main character of the day, but we are. We're going to be talking about the first story in the whole, book series, I'm pretty sure. What's it called, Jack?
It's called Into the Pit. So let's talk about this. So this was the first story to come out from the first book of the Fazbear Fright series. Just before we actually get into what happened in the book, what did you think of the first story?
The story's actually really well written, and I really liked it, but I'm sad about the ending. You didn't have to do that to my man.
Yeah, I didn't have to do it to the
Come
boy.
on.
So overall, I thought it was very good. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. I kind of feel like
I'd probably give it 8.
one big problem that I did have was I felt like the beginning was kind of like a lot of stuff that was just filler, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because
It's kind of boring at the start.
yeah, because they talk about all the things what his bullies call him, about how he draws the robots, even though that never went anywhere in the story.
Yeah. No, it did the 0 things.
Yeah, I think it only started getting good once he found the pit. I think it only started going good when it was halfway through when he actually went into the pit. Hey, that's the title.
Yeah. Hey.
That's pretty good.
Comedy.
Comedy genius. So yes, I am the host for this one. Let's not make ourselves sound as bad as
Sadly,
comedy
you don't
central.
get to hear me mostly.
You'll
Sorry
still get to
about
hear
that,
Megan. You'll get to
ladies
hear
and
me and
gents.
Megan's opinions, but I'm the host.
Yeah.
So let me just give you a
My
brief summary.
opinions don't matter.
They do, sort of. Stick to making 1 minute videos. Stick to making 1 minute videos per year.
Good after all hours. Come on, man.
With the amount of times that we just did an intro because of you, I think that's deserved. Anyway, so Oswald lives in a dying town. He's a 10-year-old boy. His mother and father. He lives with his mother and father. His mother works 12-hour shifts at the hospital. And his dad works at a snack space.
Yeah.
What are they?
McDonald's.
What are snack spaces?
That's the vans, that sell food right
Oh,
in the
yeah.
middle of nowhere.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
basically, I think, what that is.
Like ice cream vans, but for food.
Yeah. A food van, Jack, not
Yeah.
an ice cream van that sells food.
But his dad only works for the snack space part-time, so they aren't making a lot of money. But the town wasn't originally a dead ghost town like it is now. It used to be a thriving town, but a lot of people left because of the old mill getting shut down, where most people worked, including the dad of Oswald's best friend, Ben. So Ben left.
That's true.
Oswald is...
Thriving in life.
Yeah, Oswald is very upset his friend's gone and isn't looking forward to the summer. He mainly just draws and watches old monster movies.
Yeah, I'm a weird kid. Not gonna lie.
He does seem like a weird kid.
He does.
It says the people that are doing a Five Nights at Freddy's podcast.
Oh, well. We have nowhere to talk in that.
He draws endoskeletons, he doesn't call them endoskeletons, and he draws humanoid animals, animatronics, like the characters that appear in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
So basically, he's bored because the summer's just around the corner, and his dad says, Hey, how about I give you a couple quid? You go to the
60p.
60p, yes.
I'll pay you 60p if you sit there and they're your whole lunch.
Yeah.
Or your whole summer.
Yeah, you go to the
Thanks,
soup.
Dad.
So basically goes to the library during the day, and when he's hungry or thirsty, he
I
goes...
wish I could go to a library, but I can't read.
And that's why we do a podcast about books.
And that's why Chip writes the notes.
Yes.
My name's Pinkemena, and I can't read. Thank you.
That's what I have to call the book segment. Megamina can't read.
No, not Pinkemena.
I don't care. So basically, he can go to the library and then go to Jeff's Pizza. In Jeff's Pizza, he discovers a magic ball pit, which, can I just say, sounds like the beginning of a cartoon.
Just a little bit, not gonna lie.
Like, who goes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go digging around in Jeff's ball pit. Ah,
That sounds like it's hinting to something else.
that sounds like it in a kid's show.
Yeah, he hides in the ball pit because he's angry at his dad. Why is he so angry at his dad? Because I feel bad for the
Wait,
dad.
what age is this kid? Why is he even, like...
10 years
Come
old.
on, man.
10 years old.
Oh. Bro, when I was 10, I was throwing ninja stars.
When I was
throwing ninja stars and beating up other kids.
When I was 10 years old, I was sleeping with beautiful women.
When I was 10 years old, I married a woman, had 4 kids, and she divorced me.
Yes, but I didn't let her divorce me. Anyway, before...
Yeah, but that's the story for another time.
Yeah, before this gets into a lawsuit for me, he discovers that the ball pit can take him back to a time... what time did they say? 85, wasn't it? 1985, I think.
1985 or 1975.
When we get... No, it must be 80s, because that's when the murders happened. The original murders happened.
That's true, yeah.
So he basically keeps seeing Spring Bonnie everywhere, constantly just staring at everything. He tries to ignore it. He makes 2 friends. Do you remember what the 2 friends were called? Because I don't have it anywhere, I don't think.
Wasn't one of them called, like, Mike or something?
I think one...
I think.
Because he really liked it. He was really good at foosball, I think.
Yeah, foosball.
Which is an American thing. It's like that I think it's that tabletop football. You know, where you move the sticks.
I think so.
That was a really bad definition. Anyway, so basically he returns, everybody's screaming, running out, and he finds Spring Bonnie. He follows Spring Bonnie. Spring Bonnie shows him 5 bodies for whatever reason. Like, he just wants to get caught. The kids are no older than Oswald. Yeah. Oswald runs away. Then his dad pulls him out of the ball pit, and then Spring Bonnie pulls him by the leg, his dad by the legs, into the pit. Hey, that was the name. That was the name of the story as well.
Oh my god!
This is going to be a horrible episode.
Yeah.
Then Spring Bonnie drags him into the car and then drives him home.
Let's go, son.
Come on, son, I'm your new father.
Man, if my dad walked in with a bunny suit, I'd leave.
My dad's a furry.
I'd ask to be readopted.
My dad's a furry. So he drags him home, and while he's in the car, he discovers that everybody else sees Spring Bonnie as his father. And then for a couple of pages, we just have a compilation of him and Spring Bonnie doing...
Hoover and making him dinner. I mean, come on, man.
And
don't judge
Spring
a man
Bonnie
by
isn't...
what he wears.
Don't judge a man by the fursuit that he wears. So then, Oswald goes back to the pit at night when Spring Bonnie is asleep. I don't know how that thing could sleep, to be honest.
God.
He returns to Jeff's
Like
Pizza.
forever open.
Yeah, they said that in the story. His eyes were still open. Just like me, I sleep with my eyes open as well.
And Jack just lives in fear.
Yes. I just live in fear. Anyway, so basically he finds his dad not dead, somehow.
Somehow.
And he returns, he pulls his father back to Jeff's Pizza. Spring Bonnie arrives, bites him in the arm, and he discovers that he has a monster basically inside Spring Bonnie. Like a demon.
Jaw unhinged, man, come on.
Yeah, and he bites him and everything. Spring Bonnie ends up getting himself trapped with net around his neck, leading to Spring Bonnie hanging himself.
Man said I am ahead of...
Out of my hangout.
Okay. I am a hangout.
So, he checks his... Oswald checks his dad, and he's okay. He tells his dad sort of the story, like, oh, you tripped and hurt your head. He didn't tell him there's a psycho rabbit, but then he says, what is that thing? And
Don't look at the guy that's hanging over there.
no, the dad does look and then sees the spring bonnie suit and says, what is that? And Oswald says, honestly, I have no idea. They
I was
both
here when I got here.
They both leave, happily talking to each other and telling each other about how they...
Forgot your soda.
That is one of my favourite lines in the whole story. You forgot your soda.
Oh, you didn't just watch me wrestle a man in a bodysuit.
Well, I mean,
and your
remember...
ball, but
No,
that's
but...
fine.
No, because wouldn't it look weirder? Because he's just seeing his... a dad bite down on his son and everything. And the dad ends up patting him. I think a bunny would seem more normal.
Well,
And they both leave happily talking about things that they like, about how the dad has a bad taste in music, but the son's got a bad
Really
taste
you.
in music. Shut up.
man's got a bad taste in music.
I've got a bad taste in podcast hosts.
I was going to say something there, but
Remember,
the podcast would have been over.
if we haven't already got restricted forever, then we would.
True.
Anyway,
And
so
somehow we got restricted from music. It's just gameplay.
yes. So tell me, what did you actually
Wait.
think of the story?
Actually, I liked it. I didn't like the start. It was boring. The middle, best part. End, not fun.
I think the end was good to see the fight scene, because it's one of the first times that we've actually seen a
Yeah.
5 minutes of phrase fight scene.
That's true. Actually.
It's just fun to watch, like, a giant animatronic wrestle a child. I don't
Just
know.
like, imagine you're walking in like a kid's pizzeria.
And you just
turn
see...
around to look at the ball pit and say, son, go and play in the ball pit. And there's just a 10-year-old boy wrestling a rabbit.
just like, I'll come back
Would you
later.
react? Put that in the comments. How would you react
Yes.
to that?
Also, tell us on Twitter. Link in the description.
Yeah. On both of our Twitters.
And the
So
podcast
we
Twitter,
wanna
if we can
fucking
set that
log
up.
into our Twitter.
Yes. Oh,
Because someone doesn't know how to change the password. But yeah.
shut up. Alright, let's get back to this. So, I actually really did enjoy the story. I think it's one of the best stories that they've actually made. Definitely probably
Still don't like Into the Flesh.
yeah, I read that. I didn't really like it either, to be honest. It made me just feel
It's
sick.
a no from me.
But you're the one who's hosting that episode. I get to hear your voice tell me about a man giving birth. Yay.
I'm so happy. I'm so excited.
Can't wait.
I've never been happier about it.
So anyway, let's just talk. So, what was your favourite bit of the story, if you had to say one?
Oh my god, that's actually a really good question.
Would you like to
My
think
God,
while I...
smart
Would you like to
voice.
think while I tell?
Yeah. You answer first.
I liked the humour in this. Because there was multiple
Yeah,
really
it was
funny
quite
lines, like Spring Bonnie vacuuming. I want to imagine that. I just want to see Spring Bonnie with a... I wish the cover, instead of being Spring Bonnie
I figured
coming
out
up to the
my
pit.
favourite part.
I also really liked the line, and now that was... that the bus is one yellow thing that I can handle. And
I told you about that one.
in the UK, we don't have yellow buses, so...
No, we don't. So that's kind of... It sounds like something different. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
My favourite part was when, like, the mum came in and she kept asking the son if he was okay and stuff, and he kept saying to his mum, I think there's something wrong with Dad. And all I could imagine is that the mother walks into her bedroom and thinks it's her husband, but the
Oh.
son sees the rabbit and he's just lying there in, like, a really, pose.
That's what I said
Like,
to you. I
what?
said that to you.
What?
I said that to you. I want to
I
imagine.
know.
I want to
It's a
imagine,
horrible
Mum.
thing to imagine.
I want to imagine what the mother is like after a hard day of work.
It was like horrifying. Just like, why is there a bunny lying there?
But I mean, then again, they can't see. They can't see him as.
Oh, this is a horrible thing to imagine. But imagine you're walking in and your parents doing that, and it's just
It's just your dad's
In a
your
funny
dad's
way.
enough first.
Don't judge a man by his animal.
Don't judge a man by his. Don't judge a man by his first owner.
You're gonna get murdered in the comments for this.
I love how we've not even talked about there's a literal demon inside Spring Bonnie.
Yeah, we've been over here talking about don't judge a man by his first sword.
Yes. Anyway, let's actually try to take this more seriously because we're going to get demonetized if we keep speaking about stuff like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think it was a really good story to start off. So what was your actual favourite moment? Like a line or something that was said?
I'm being honest, the part with the mum is actually my favourite.
The mum seems really nice. She seems like an actual real mother.
She's trying. She tries to make her son happy and he's just refusing.
I feel bad for the dad because he's constantly like since the first line. It's like why did they have to wear the stupid costume that they put him in the deli or whatever it was that he's working at. Just like the dad's making income, he's trying to make money.
He's trying to give his son like a happy life, and his son's just
like it's not easy. Like you can't
thankful.
When the main thing in a place shuts down, people are going to lose jobs. Most people are going to lose their job.
Yeah, you gotta be thankful for what you got, man.
But I feel bad for Jeff as well because he's just like oh Jeff seems really weird.
He calls him like a weirdo in that.
Oh, like 100. He looks like 100 years old.
Man.
Like he's like giving you free food. Like he doesn't say. Like originally, I thought like before reading the story, I thought it was gonna like I've read the story before, but when I first read it, I thought it was gonna be like Jeff is like Afton, you know. He is Afton.
That would have been a cool plot twist.
That would have been.
But it kind of would have been.
But then again, it wouldn't have worked because that means that Jeff and Spring Bonnie would never have a scene. Because if you kept seeing like Jeff away when Spring Bonnie came up, then you would probably know.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 thing.
But I agree with what you said. Like the mum's like trying. I kind of like that Spring Trap didn't speak. Because I think, isn't Afton or Scrap Trap the only Spring Trap that speaks?
I think so.
Because original Spring Trap just makes a lot of gargling noises.
The only other Spring Trap we know that talks is like Vanny.
That's not a Spring Trap though.
And Spring, well, it's kind of, you know.
It doesn't have spring locks in it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But she's
one of
the murderers.
The only animatronics that talk.
She's one of the only humans that talk.
Yeah.
Ultimate Custom, they introduced a lot of voices.
Oh yeah.
Like half of the characters have voices.
And a lot of pain.
Yes, Dee Dee.
Especially
Dee
for
Dee,
me
go away.
And you. Please,
get out of my nightmares.
Don't want this anymore.
I have you a trivia question. If you can answer this, then I will be impressed.
Okay.
What was the nickname that Oswald was given since first grade? By the bullies.
Bruh. I know what it is.
Do you want a clue?
No. Give me a clue, give me a clue.
It rhymes with his name.
I know what it is. I just cannot, for the love of God.
Would you like me to tell you?
No. Go ahead, actually.
Oswald the Ocelot.
Oh, God. Aye.
That's just a kind of mean name, to be honest.
It's a little bit.
What's wrong with ocelots?
Yeah. It's just like calling me Megamina, you know?
No, that's just funny.
It's not.
It is. I am funny.
No.
Was there any moments that stuck out to you in this story, like, that you didn't like?
Not really, to be honest.
I have one.
What
I feel like in all three of these stories, the main character isn't meant to be very likeable.
Yeah.
Because in the first story, the main character's so judging, talks bad about everybody. In the second story, she's just a self-centered brat that thinks like, if you're not beautiful, then you're nothing. and constantly putting herself down. The third story is about a suicidal girl who constantly says about how she's in the right and everybody else is in the wrong.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before we did the podcast, didn't we? About how the stories might be trying to explain the seven deadly sins.
Yeah, I told you the 7 deadly sins, lust. Well, I don't know about that one.
That one might be a bit difficult.
Greed. Yeah.
And I'm going to explain, because as you've seen, I recently got the book set in.
Yeah.
Because I've listened to the audiobook and the digital form of all these, but I finally got the books in just because I wanted to reread them for the podcast, and I want them in my collection as well. The first story, it's all about these three people. What's the character in the second story called?
What is it?
Sarah.
I'm supposed to know this one.
Sarah.
I'm supposed to know that.
That's Sarah. So Sarah wants to be beautiful. The main character in this story wants excitement, something interesting to happen in his life to change. The third story, the girl is not happy with her life.
Wants to change herself.
No, in the third story, the girl wants to die.
Yeah.
And and after reading Bunny Call, all three of these stories about anger.
Yeah.
Because the first story, Bob is angry at his family, so he does the Bunny Call thing. The second story, as Matt's anger is the main reason that he dies in the end. The third story, I haven't done it, but it's got a lot to do with anger, because the main characters bully him after him.
Oh, damn.
So, and Fetch, what are the stories in...
I cannot wait for that one.
Neither can I. Fetch is great. How'd you say?
Doing that one again? Is it me?
Yeah, you're doing... You've got Fetch and my favourite story out of stock.
I'm happy with my choices. As long as I get to do them, I will take the man giving birth.
That seems like you can do that. I think we should make a movie.
Seems like a deal.
They should make a movie out of that.
Just that one, not even any other one that's good. Just
the good
that.
ones like Into the Pit or Fetch. No, we'll do that one.
No. We'll do it on a giving birth because he makes fun of a bigger bill.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's just an unlikable
Shouldn't have
person.
made fun of him.
But we're going to be going into that one a lot in 12 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Not more, a lot more. By the end of this year, we'll be on that story.
We'll be on the second podcast. We'll be on the third podcast by the end of this year. Let's be honest.
No, we're gonna stick to this. We're gonna stick to this audience. We love the audience. We love you, audience.
Every time you post a podcast, I start making a new video, which means the new video will never come out.
Yes.
I have so many videos that no one has seen.
Alright, I'm gonna ask you something. What would you do to improve the story? Because we said how it's a bit slow in the beginning.
Most of them, yeah. Make the start of them a bit more, entertaining, would you say? I don't think I'd say that.
Make it some of the stuff actually means stuff. They spent a good couple.
That meant nothing.
The drawings were useless. It was only so I could say it's only so the one line came up. They kind of look. They almost look like the drawings that Oswald found himself doing.
Yeah.
Which really, they could have got rid of that and just added extra time on Into the Pit, the actual Into the Pit and Spring Bonnie.
Yeah. They could have gave us some more time when he was with the other boys as well.
Yeah, I feel like because they didn't really explain it. They're just he met these new kids and he just became friends with them.
Yeah.
Just yeah, sure.
Give us some more stuff.
I feel like there was too much useless stuff, them talking about what family fun night and everything. Sure, it got a funny joke out the two of us about
family fun night, family fight night. Same thing.
At Megan's house, it's
my
family fight night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come again.
Please don't, because my family hate people. Anyway.
Anyway, so basically that's exactly what I would have changed as well. I feel like there's some stuff that just wasn't necessary to have in. Like, it was a good 5 pages that you could have just got rid of and edited into the end to make it better.
It's kind of like me writing scripts. There's a couple pages you can cut out that mean nothing.
Yeah. It's just like when you're writing, the script for this episode, my notes that I've taken, I've used about half of these notes. Some of these things are unimportant, I don't need to mention.
It's just, reminders to say some stuff as well.
But, I feel like the story is just, it's good. It gets, I think, after, the first 10 pages, when they get into the actual pit, it gets really good.
Yeah.
But until then, it's just kind of, boring.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's really good it's really good for the first episode, for the first story.
True.
Now, so there's something that I want to do. We're going to go into... I'm already on Tier Maker, and we're going to be going in, and we're going to be putting every story into the tier list, so we can find out what the best ones are.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me get them up.
Get them up. We can cut out the bit where we're waiting. That means I can say anything.
No, just be quiet, Megan, be quiet.
Megan, drink your Capri Sun in peace, please. I get paid in Capri Suns. That's my only payment.
I thought only I got paid.
You can get me in any type of video, just use a Capri Sun.
Where is it?
Sugar. Have we swore yet in this episode?
I don't think we did.
When we start talking about it, we kind of just forget that we are people. Oh my god.
I am people.
I kind of had a stroke.
PogChamp. I don't want a tier list on Fnaf theories.
No, we just want the boot.
Let me get up.
More entertainment. We need podcast. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I've got it.
Okay.
Alright, so this is all of the. Is this the first? This is the first 5 stories. Now that'll work for now. Stuff. So we did. It's Into the Pit. So what would you give this? I'd give it a solid A tier. I'd give it a solid A tier because it got an
A tier.
Do you think there's anything that would make you want to put it up or put it down?
The only reason why I'd put it down one, I'd put it in the same place you put it. But the only reason why I'd put it down one is because of the start. It's just really slow at the start.
Yeah, I just kind of think it could have. The stories are a lot shorter. These are the shortest stories and out of them all. Fetch actually has the longest out of all of the stories. The 3 stories in Fetch are the longest.
Yeah.
I feel like if they spent less time talking about unimportant things like the drawings and went on to this, then it'd be a lot better.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd give it probably an A tier as well.
Yeah, I think it was really good.
Yeah, it was a good starter as well.
Very good starter. Do you think it felt like a 5 Minutes of Phrase story?
It actually did, because obviously FNAF is about animatronic things. Mm-hmm. We got animatronics, and it's obviously got a kid in it as well.
Yeah, and it even mentions the 5 Minutes of Phrase location.
Yeah.
The Fazbear pizzeria.
And the same day, the same time and stuff.
Yeah. And it goes back to the time for the first Mad Resort.
It's not the same timeline.
So are we... Aye, because this is based on a whole different time frame.
Yeah.
Because later on, at the end of each book, there is a thing called the Stitch Wraith story, which is a story that adds up for each book, which encourages you to buy them all.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we should just do one separate episode on them, though.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
I think this was a really good start to the stories.
Yeah.
But I think that it could be improved on quite a bit.
Yeah, it could be a little bit. Just some of it can get boring, and then it brings you back into it really quickly.
I agree. I don't know if I want to give it an A tier or an S tier, because it was a great start. It was a really good start.
I wouldn't say it's the best. I'd still keep it in.
It's probably like in my top 3 to top 5.
Yeah.
I think just because it's in my top 3, I'd probably need to give it an S tier, because it was really good.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's understandable.
I think it was a great start, but I think it could be improved on quite a bit.
True. I'll keep it in A tier for me.
I don't know. Can you try and cut...
Should I be doing this as well? Send me the link to it.
Watch, no, we'll just set up one. We'll just set up one account so we can both agree. Should we just put an A tier?
I'd say so, yeah. It's not like the best.
We'll do A tier. It was good. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Not as much as I enjoyed it the first time. Like, I enjoyed it a lot more the first time around, I think.
Yeah.
Because I didn't actually expect what was going to happen.
Probably the best, and then if you watch it over and over again, you're kind of like, right, this is getting a bit... You just
expect what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I still think it was a really, really good story.
It was.
Like, to start off, like the book series, it was really good.
Yeah. It was a good starter compared to, like, any other book that...
Yeah, because the original Silver Eyes trilogy was okay, but these stories are way better than them.
Yeah, agreed.
So, is there anything about this story that you want to talk about that we didn't already?
Honestly, I don't know. I think we've covered it all.
Would you recommend it to people in the future? Like,
I would.
I would as well. I think it's really, really good, and it's a good start. I recommend that you basically do it.
Really good
I recommend if you want to, you can either buy the books or listen to the audio form. And there's only like one or two stories that I don't recommend that you listen to, and that's Coming Home, because Coming Home is terrible.
Oh. And
you're the host of it as well. You're the host of all the you really are the host of all the worst ones. You've got Coming Home, you've got To Be Beautiful, you've got Spring...
But guess what? I've got Fetch and Out of Stock.
How about you just ask me some questions? Just any questions.
Oh, bro, you're expecting me to think right now? Oh, damn. Let's just... Every couple episodes we'll ask what our favourite book and our favourite game is. We're going to ask again, what is your favourite game?
The Fnaf games.
Yeah. Well, not any random game. What's your favourite game? Monopoly.
I do like myself a bit of Monopoly. I can go bankrupt in real life and in Monopoly. No, she scares me in Monopoly.
I become business Megan.
For me, it's probably got to be Help Wanted or Sister Location.
Yeah.
What about you?
Either Help Wanted or, as I said, Fnaf 3, I think, was Springtrap Boy one.
Big Springy
Boy.
What would you say is... Who's your... what story are you looking forward to the most to actually be doing?
Honestly, I really like the sound of Dance With Me, but I'm not getting that one.
It's kinda... It's a okay story. It's not very good.
I'm excited for Fetch.
Fetch is going to be a great episode.
Yeah.
Then again, that means that I can just enjoy the story without having to take loads of notes.
Yeah, you get to actually enjoy making the episode that day.
Right. Oh, I've got one. How about we just get up a tier list of ranking the 5 Minutes at Freddy's games?
Yeah, let's do that.
Is this the tier list of games? No, it's the characters.
Is this what you call a tier list? What is this scuffed podcast?
You know, I'm going to just change it. We're going to change it to Springtrap.
Yeah.
Since Springtrap...
He's got his own tier. Man's deserved his own tier. He died multiple times.
That man is good at getting set on fire.
He really is. He's good at surviving fire.
He's like
too.
towels.
He's kind of like me.
It's like towels. You light them and they just keep going on fire.
Yeah.
So what are we going to give the first 5 minutes of Fred's game? For me, it's probably a B tier because I think it's good, but it's kind of boring out them all. Like, it's one of the boring ones to play. To, like, actual play.
That's true.
So what, we're going to give it, I'd say a B.
Yeah, B.
We're going to get a lot of hate for that. 5 Minutes of Freddy's 2. I think this was a very good one. I think we should give this an S.
I liked it.
I think an S.
Yeah,
This is probably the most beloved one out of everybody. Not the best, but one of the most beloved.
Not the best, not the worst. Put it there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't get Springtrap though. FNAF 3.
Ooh.
I think we should give this an A tier, to be honest, because I think it's between FNAF 1 and FNAF 2.
Yeah, to be honest.
Because the gameplay itself is actually pretty boring.
Yeah.
5 Nights at Freddy's 4. For
It's
me,
a good game.
it's a really good game. I think I don't like the fact that you need to wear headphones on max volume. So when you get jump scared, you just hurt. Just hurt. I say
It's kind of like, oh yeah, ah!
But I'll be the first to say I think the animatronics are probably the coolest designed of the main 4 animatronics.
They are. They're so good.
They look amazing. I want to give it an A just for design.
Yeah.
A or B, it's up to you.
Whoever designed them, you are a god. Well,
Well, I mean Scott designed all the characters.
That's true. Scott, you're still a god, but
whichever devil gave him the night
please
terrors to
release
create.
the new game quicker.
I mean, people are saying that it's May. It might be coming out in May. I'd say we give it a B tier. B or A, up to you. Up to you.
A.
Okay.
It's really good, to be honest.
It's fun. The animatronics look really cool. Ultimate Custom Night. This is out of order. I enjoyed this one. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Please don't tell me FNAF World's there.
It is. Your favourite game's there.
Alright, can we quickly skip over the other games and just put that one in the worst tier, please?
I don't think FNAF World is absolutely terrible.
Put
it's
it
boring.
in the worst tier or I'm leaving.
You know what? D tier. We'll give it a D tier.
Lower.
Oh, we could turn F into FNAF World.
Yeah, give it its own tier at the bottom.
At the top.
If that goes to the top and I see this in the video...
Well, I mean, they're not going to actually be able to see this. They're just going to be hearing our voices.
I swear by William Afton, I will become him.
Help Wanted. VR Help Wanted. S tier. Springtrap tier.
Good.
Springtrap tier automatically.
Yes.
Alright. Pizza Sim.
Jesus. Ooh.
I have a lot of nostalgia
I like the game.
Same. Because since we go to the same school, we usually play the 5 Minutes of Freddy's games on my laptop, and we both play this a lot.
Yes,
together.
S tier.
It's got a lot of nostalgia. It's got a lot of nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it the S tier. Is it as good as FNAF 3 or FNAF 4? Maybe not, but just because of nostalgia, it gets up there.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Freddy in Space 2.
What is that? That's like adding Five Nights at Grandma's.
Remember the really buff Freddy image that you sent me?
Oh yeah.
He was in that.
Yeah.
Does he go to FNAF or does he go lower?
S tier.
No, that would just hurt. My mouse would crack if I did. Ultimate Custom.
Your Bluetooth mouse would need wires.
Yes, it's gonna need to be plugged into life support.
That's his life support is the wiring.
Ultimate Custom Night.
Ooh.
I enjoy this. I'd probably.
It's good.
It's mayhem.
Not...
It's mayhem.
Yeah.
I think my biggest problem is that it's a lot of just one frame. Like the jump scares a lot of them are one frame.
Yeah,
like
I still like Snowy White Jumpers, but yeah.
My favourite part of this whole game is the voice acting, though. This is the most voice acting, and it's incredible.
I love Music Man.
Oh, for God's sake. I'm going to give it a B tier. Just beside the original Freddy.
Give it a B tier because...
The reason I'm giving it a B is because I don't have as much nostalgia for the first one.
Yeah.
Sister Location, easy Springtrap tier.
Yeah, it's true. That has to go in there.
AR, the It's like Pokemon Go, but it's FNAF characters.
It is. It's not that good.
I mean, I like the
Wait,
skins.
what's this two lowest tiers? What's the two lowest tiers?
D in FNAF World.
Okay, don't put it in FNAF World. It's not that bad.
To be honest, like, I'd give up maybe a. It's between C and D for me.
It's.
I like the skin
D.
designs. I mean, I ordered the Chocolate Bonnie action figure.
Well, that's true. The only good thing about that game is the action figure.
It's the skins. The skins look really
Yeah.
cool. Do you want to give it a C or a D? I mean, you haven't really played it though, have you? A lot, have you?
No, I haven't played that because I found it boring.
Just because of that, we'll give it a D to you. Alright, so I'm going to run down the list. In Springtrap tier, we have Help Wanted and Sister Location. S tier, we have FNAF 2 and Pizza Sim. For A, we have FNAF 3 and 4. For B, we have FNAF 1, an Ultimate Custom Night. C, we have Nothing. D, we have AR. And FNAF World, we have Freddy and Megan's two favourite games, Freddy in Space and FNAF World.
Oh.
Is there anything that you think we should change in this tier list? Like, put anything down?
Yeah, just get rid of Freddy in Space.
Can we just
Completely.
erase this game from existence?
Scott, please, just delete all the files. It's an unwanted game.
You see the buff Helpy meme? Buff Helpy, but really buff. Freddy in Space is the reason that exists, because they had buff Freddy, so people thought, hey, let's make a buff Helpy.
Yeah.
PogChamp.
I'm about to say, if Scott ever makes anything else in that type of game,
Wait, Johnny
I'm
Blocks
gonna
made
move
this.
to fucking like. I'm gonna move to Bendy and the Ink Machine.
No.
That's scooping to a new low.
Ha, get it, because there's scoopers in Five Nights at Freddy's. This podcast is going downhill quick.
I wish I was the one being scooped.
So, is there any of these
My
that you
life
think
has
we
hit
should-
a new low.
What, is there any of these that you think we should maybe put down, like... I kind of feel like FNAF 3 is good, but I think it could maybe go down to a B tier. Because it's kind of boring,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's the same stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it has the best character in it.
Yeah, he's the best character. Why?
So I think we'll just give it a... We'll give it a B tier.
Yeah.
I
I say we're done.
say we're done as well. This is a good tier list.
Yeah.
And actually a pretty good podcast episode.
Right. I'm doing the outro. There is no outro, it's just us saying bye.
No, I'll do that show. If you guys did enjoy it, stay tuned, because next week we'll be doing one of those episodes where it's just like, we do something random, like
We talk.
about a 5 Nights at Freddy's game. And the next week, Megan's the host for To Be Beautiful.
I have 2 weeks to get my work done.
Pog.
Ha, get it?
Yeah.
Megan has to write 70 pages of notes.
Or we can just go on Doc's video and copy his notes.
I'ma yoink them real quick.
Yoink.
Sorry, Doco, that's mine now.
Sorry, Big D, but we're gonna have to get rid of your notes.
No, I'm Big D.
I have Big D.
Mine's is bigger.
Oh, no, it's not. Anyway, let's end this podcast right here. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, follow us on every social media that was linked in the description,
Please.
or else.
I need money.
Because
I'll break your knees.
Because Twitter's gonna. That's my. Don't steal my lines.
Twitch is coming for my videos, please.
Just because
Sub
you
on
said
Twitch.
simp. You said simp.
Still haven't been banned. Get fucked, Minx. I'm kidding.
Love you, Minx.
Cancel me. I'm a fan of J Schlatt. Go ahead.
Oh. Alright, guys, if you did enjoy.
The podcast.
If you did enjoy, smash like, subscribe, hit the bell, because that helps me hit my bell.
Hit your wife.
Oh God, we're gonna. I knew I'd have to edit a lot.
It's the end of the episode.
Have you got... Alright, so just follow us on Twitter. Follow me on... Subscribe to my YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter.
Follow everything.
Yeah, just follow everything.
Or Jack will follow you home.
Yeah, I already am.
Oh no.
It's too late. So, goodbye guys. Hope you did enjoy. So next week we'll just be doing a one-off episode.
Yeah, a chill episode.
And then Megan will be reviewing To Be Beautiful.
Yes.
If only this podcast could be even slightly beautiful.
No, it's not.
Alright, bye-bye.
Adios.